Today I'm going to be doing a session breakdown of my new song called For the Good. It is now available on Spotify, Apple Music, and all digital platforms, wherever you may consume music at. You know, I love doing videos like this. I have a few videos like this on my channel, so I'm going to try to give you as many gems as possible in this breakdown. We are going to be working in Logic Pro X. That is the software that I produced this record in. So let's get into it. So I wrote and I produced this song. This is a song that I arranged as well. I probably won't play the vocals at all during this session, but the intro is special. You know, the intro starts off kind of mellow and it slowly rises up to this big moment, and then it comes back down when the verse starts. So I think what makes this intro really special, I used a lot of like EFX effects throughout this record. This was probably the first record that I used this many effects in it. Like there's glass that breaks when the record starts. Check this out. All right, so listen to this EFX and all of the effects that I have going on in the intro of the song. Check this out. I started the record very intentional, and I made sure I turned up that part. So the effects and the impact stuff that I am using is from a website called MODX. And that's in the intro. It's kind of throughout the song as well at certain spots. So we use EFX and special effects and stuff like that to kind of make the song more interesting. You know, I really was inspired to use EFX stuff by watching my guy Matt Edwards with Fader Culture. He's an incredible producer. If you guys don't know about Matt, you should definitely check him out. I see him as like a mentor because I'm learning so much from him. The guitars are really carrying the intro. We have like this strumming in the beginning with the guitars, right? And I use Native Instruments strum acoustics or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it's called, but that's the acoustic guitar that you hear. And then we have actually real lead guitars in here as well. So again, the intro starts really mellow and then we rise up. Verse 1 right here. And that's just amazing placement right there on organ. So on organ, we have Kevin Powell. He did an amazing job cutting organ. Check out this little delay thing that he did, or arpeggiator thing that he did in this spot. That's beautiful right there. And then on keys, I actually didn't cut keys. My guy Isaiah Walker played keys on this song. He did an incredible job playing this record. Someone asked me, why don't I play keys on my records? So my guy Dave actually asked me this. So I play keys on probably like 75 to 80% of the records that I release. But for me, after listening to my take 1,000 times, at a certain point, sometimes I'm like, okay, I need a fresh take. I need a different sound on this record because I'm tired of hearing myself play. So a lot of times I'll either call my guy Isaiah or I'll call my other bro Dennis to cut keys, and those guys are incredible players. So it's not that I couldn't play the record. It's not that I didn't necessarily even want to play the record, but I kind of got tired of hearing myself play. And I worked on this song this is probably the longest I've probably worked on any song because I mixed it as well. So I just needed a fresh take. That's all. Verse 2 right here. More impactful things to really make the song make a statement, you know? So right there, we are using Diva. I told you guys about Diva a while back. Diva is an incredible plugin. If you know how to use it, you can really make it sound good in your productions. So check this out. A cool little arpeggiator there. And then we have some more arps going on as well. This is an arpeggiator in Logic, Alchemy. So that's like a special effect right there. And then we have some pads right here. These pads are from a website called That Worship Sound. I told you guys about that before as well. So again, whenever we have certain moments in production and there's certain transitions and there's certain statements that are being said, I will often add in special effects and different things at that point. So there's a statement that's said in that spot. That's why I added that effect there. So it goes in and then it pulls back. That's a really smooth transition. I think I actually went to a different key there. Let me see. So we did. Justin. So the song is in A flat, right? So we did Justin the Lord. We did 3-6-2 in F. Still in the key of A flat, but we added in that move in there. I thought it sounded really, really good. Really, really smooth right there. 3-6-2 in F. Back to A flat. BGBs come in nice and full and present, you know?
It's working for the good. It's working for the good.
I hope you are enjoying this video. But check this out, if you are looking for a place to get high quality loops and sounds and other musical resources that will help you to make better music and become a better musician, check out mkbaileymusic.com. Our sounds and loops have been used by musicians and producers all across the world. mkbaileymusic.com. Make life-changing music today. Let's get back to the video. So before we go to the next part, we are telling a story. That is how I often think about production. We're talking about how God is sovereign. We're talking about how all things work together for the good. The goal of music and production. It's easy to produce music when you have great lyrics, right? So when you have great lyrics with the music, all you have to do is sneak underneath the lyrics and complement what is happening with the record. Again, we're talking about for the good. Mostly in the top half of the song, mostly what you hear is guitars, keys, organ, a little bit of cymbal swells here and there. You hear some bells, but notice how we're not just throwing a bunch of things on the grid. Everything that you're hearing in this record is very intentional. So I'm using live guitars here. My guy Morgan Burrs, Still Strings on Instagram, he actually cut this record. He did a great job playing chords. I did a lot of chopping out of some of his takes. So you'll see right here, like at the top of the song, I took that out to create space. I probably deleted the space that was right here as well, because my job as the producer is to find space. You know, he can't take up too much space, you know, frequency, sonically wise, that's not going to make sense, you know? So I wanted to create space on the record. So, you know, we had to remove some guitars here and there. Also, we got organ padding underneath of everything. So yeah, everything is very intentional. Again, you're hearing transitional effects, all of that.
Just remember,
It's working for the good. It's working for the good. It's working for the good.
So the bells we are using, that's what I want to go over. I'm using like this bright piano, like this octave shift piano, right? And then I'm using Gospel Bells 50. If you want access to that, you can click the link below and go to my website.
It's working for the good.
So we go back to the line that's at the top of the song. So we go back to that line, the dun 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 dun, da 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 dun 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 dun. So we introduce that line at the top of the song, then we reintroduce that line again, sort of at the middle of the song as well. So we're using that line to connect us back to the verse in this song. And this is when the song kind of rises back up again. And again, we're going somewhere. We're telling a story. So in this record, especially at the top of the record, there's a lot of ebbs and flows. And we did that very intentionally because I wanted to take you somewhere. I wanted to take you on an adventure when I was producing this song. It's a lot of musicality in here. So let's keep going. BGVs come in and we're just complimenting everything.
To work together for the good. He knows, and he can.
That was a very nice move right there. Check this out.
He knows.
Hey, one more time.
another one,
Hold on, one more time.
and another one.
That's textbook right there.
He cares about the things you're going through.
So that ring do. What I'm doing is I'm complimenting what the vocals are doing. So we don't introduce any aux parts while the BGVs are going on in that beginning spot when they first come in. We're only introducing those aux and those bell stuff when we need to highlight what's there. Again, I always talk about this. When you're producing gospel music, make sure you're highlighting certain spots and make sure you're making certain things stand out, you know? Here's that move again. Let's take the BGVs out. So we did ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. So we did that line to get us to the 3. We're thinking of ways to tell this story. So let's talk about the aux stuff that I'm actually using. So we have a few aux lines that I'm stacking. So this is what it sounds like by itself. So I'm using a guitar line. This is probably, that's 1 and 2. Maybe that's from one of like my keyboards. Maybe that's from like the MODX or maybe the Phantom. And then we're using Diva again. That's what Diva looks like. It's made by Yuhi. And then I'm using a Logic sound called Beast Brass. And then I'm using another Logic sound called Sync Lead. And then I'm using some sounds from that Worship sound. And then I'm using a sound that I'm combining together from Logic as well. This is from like a sample that I got online. So all together, this is what it sounds like. And I'm running this aux channel. On the aux channel, I'm actually using Polyverb MODX. This is what's giving me that reverb. And I'm going to go over the mix in another video. And this is what my EQ settings look like on the aux channel. So we're cutting out the lows and then we boost it around 214 hertz. Let's keep going. So notice there's no aux right here. We're keeping this part open. So we're essentially stabbing that spot right there because that's the spot where we're going, all things will work together. All things. So notice the intensity of this spot right here. Like notice what we're doing here. Check this out. Watch this, watch this. So I actually got the inspiration for this line right there. There's this amazing Anthony Brown song, and they do like this profound aux line like this in the record. So I turned the aux here up in this particular spot because I wanted this to really make a statement here, you know? So let's go back a little bit. And you can hear how the aux and the bass, and let's hear what the keys did as well. So let's hear guitar and then let's hear keys. Let's see how we all complemented each other here. That's one of my favorite parts of the song right there. We talked about ebb and flows, right? The song comes back down a little bit. So this is kind of the bridge to get us to the tag and the vamp of the song. So we use the transition there to get us to the next spot. So we got this bridge and then we have a transitional spot to get us to the tag of the song or the vamp of the song. ARP takes us to the next spot. We love it. This is great, right? So at this spot, we just riding right here, you know? We going through, we telling the story. Watch this. So I think I learned this actually. I think I learned about drops from a video from gospel producers. There was a producer on there that was talking about how there's certain productions and there's sometimes where he likes to take the bottom out of the song. And when you take the bottom out, when you take the bass, when you take the drums out at a certain spot, when it makes sense in a record, it really does something to really lift the record up. Sometimes we think if we really want to make a moment in the song really big, we need to add more to that spot. But sometimes you just need to take things out to really create some tension. I believe the musical term is called tension in release. So there we took out the bass and then we took out the drums and I literally cut it out. And then Isaiah on keys, he did a great job by just adding like a arpeggiator on keys to kind of like make that spot really make sense. So listen. Bird really went off on this spot right here. Check this out. Really crazy. Check this out. Crazy. Dude really went crazy. So this is the mountaintop of the song. This is where we get to the climax of the song. This is when we really just land the plane right here. So I didn't want, as a producer, to keep digging this spot in the song, because we was doing so to break up like the monotony of the song, I think that's the word, to break up the song a little bit and really add some more dynamics to the song, what I did was add dun 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 dun, and that kind of sets us up to get to the outro of the song. So check this out. So that's another spot that I did where we kind of like took the bottom out. So I cut out the bass there because Isaiah on keys, he took this spot. So I said, let me create some space here and take out the bass. So I'll let you hear what it sounds like with the bass in there. So that was a spot where I was like, that's going to feel better if we actually just take the bass out and it'll feel good. So I told you guys how we started the song with glass breaking. We end the song the same way. Again, I really wanted to make a statement there at the top of the song and at the end of the song as well. So that is For the Good, written and produced and arranged by me. This was a really fun record. This was probably one of my favorite songs that I have written and produced. Yeah, there's so much more to tell you about this song. We'll probably get more into it when I actually do the mixing process. I have some special things planned for this record. But thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you learned something new. Let me know how I can better approach these breakdown videos, because I want to make sure you guys get the most value as possible. If you want to support me more, if you want to support this channel more, I have some amazing resources and some amazing things on my website that I have created specifically for you. So definitely go check that out. But thank you guys so much for watching this video. That's all we got for today. We are out.